My name is Michael Dishman. I run a small strategy and design business in Eugene, Oregon. So I also run this YouTube channel to help raise creatives in society and make them more money, hopefully. That's the whole point of this. I want you to make a shitload of money, all right? I want you to skip all the hard years I had and just go straight into making a lot of money. I'm going to teach you how to launch a design business from scratch. So the first thing you need to do, subscribe to this channel, watch the videos that I have, subscribe to the Future, and watch the videos they have. I highly recommend getting the Future Core program. It's like $600 or something like that. It teaches you how to do strategy for clients and how to run a discovery session properly. I would highly recommend that you learn this trade as soon as you can and apply it to your design projects as soon and as early as you can, because it brings so much more value to the client. And if you can start off thinking this way, I think you'd be golden. You would have skipped the 15 years it took me to get here, and you would start on square one with the right tools. I mean, that's pretty powerful. It's worth the investment. I'm going to leave a link for it in my description. Click it. Check out the stuff they have for sale too. It's amazing stuff. All right. It's definitely all worth the money. It's fucking amazing. I love the Future. I owe them pretty much everything. Which books to watch? That's what I wrote. Wow. I would recommend a couple books to start off with. The first one is going to be Start With Why by Simon Sinek. You can also watch his TED Talk, Start With Why. It really makes you think about why you wanted to start your business to begin with. And if you can come up with your why this soon in the game, and not saying that you will, trust me, it takes a lot of trials and tribulations to figure out your real why, I think. I don't know if you'll be able to come up with it right out of school. But if you know how it works and how the why question works, I think it's going to massively help you. Another thing to do, if you're just starting out, go to Jonathan Stark's YouTube and subscribe and watch his videos. They're short. They're to the point. He's got a little audience still, so he still reads and comments on all of his comments. He's a crazy resource to have available to you. So go see what he has to say. He's a massive help. Subscribe to his channel also. All right, so I've given you a huge list of things you can do right off the bat. I suggest you start on them tomorrow. Get the books. Watch the videos, start learning, start absorbing. You may get a journal and start taking notes so you try to comprehend as much as you can, and then try to change one thing at a time that you learn to each project that you have. Don't try to change everything all at once. It's not going to work. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to feel like a failure. You're going to demotivate yourself. Just do one thing at a time to try to move forward. And, I'm also going to put more books in the description. And I know it's a lot, but read, watch, absorb, adapt. You'll be fine. You'll learn on the go. Don't even worry about it. You got this. Before you start your own business, you're going to need to calculate what your burn rate is. Your burn rate is the amount of money you need to survive every month. So if you calculate your rent, your food, health insurance, everything, lighting, internet, Netflix, calculate it all, write it all down, figure it out. This is basically how you do a budget. If you've never done a budget before, you should look up how to do a simple budget, but this is basically what it is. You need to have that much money in the bank every month to survive. If you do not have that amount of money in the bank to survive, then your anxiety and stress levels will rise to a point to where you won't actually be able to do anything. You will feel an overwhelming amount of pressure on your shoulders if you do not have that money in the bank. Your creativity will be crushed. Your design thinking brain will be absolutely destroyed if you don't have that money in the bank. If you're a normal person anyway. What you want to do, what you want your goal to be to start your business is to at least have 90 days of runway, 3 months of runway, 3 times the amount of money you need to survive for 1 month. If you know sitting in your chair that you can live, eat, sleep in the place that you are for 90 days, that's enough time to get the next job, for sure. It's enough time. It's a ton of time. It's a quarter of a year. That's a long time. So we want to make sure we keep that number up as high as possible, to extend our runway as long as possible, to give us the relaxed feeling of knowing everything is okay right now. Why is this important? Because when everything is okay right now, then when someone comes along and wants to do a job with you and the job sucks, or it's uninteresting, or the client seems like a pain in the ass, or the pay for the job is way too low, now you can easily say, no thanks. I don't want to do that, because you won't need it. If you don't need it, then you won't feel compelled to say yes. That's very empowering. That gives you the upper hand in your negotiations and your deals, which you probably didn't have before because you feel like you need to take every job that exists. Scarcity mindset. Google it. All
That's
right.
true.
Next. Negotiations. If you feel like you need to take a job because you do not have enough runway to survive, negotiations for the job itself will be a absolute bloodbath. The client will wipe the floor with you. They will smell your desperation, and you won't have a leg to stand on in negotiations, because all you'll be thinking in your head is, I need this job, I need this money, I need it. In fact, you'll probably be spending it in your mind before you even get the job. When you do this, and the client is sitting in front of you or on the phone, and this is what you're thinking about getting paid, you are not thinking about helping the client. You possibly could even be selling them something they don't need. You aren't advocating for the client. And if you don't advocate for the client, then you're just like any other designer. You are based on price. They see you as a price tag. And if it's too high, then they won't work with you. They'll just go to the next lower price tag, because it all seems the same to them. If you can enter a negotiation without any expectations or need for the actual money, then you can actually pay attention to what they're saying. You can actually identify what the actual issue is that they're trying to pay you to solve with a website or logo or some sort of graphic design. You can identify the problem that they're trying to solve, come up with a better way to solve it, a cheaper way to solve it, a more efficient way to solve it, a more successful way to solve it. And now suddenly you're no longer a designer. You're a trusted advisor. You're somebody who they come to when they need to bounce some ideas off of someone smart who has great design thinking capabilities. That's who you want to be. Those are the people that affect the bottom line of small businesses and big businesses and enterprises. Those are the kinds of people that get paid a crap load of money because they affect how much money comes into the business. If you charge $200 an hour, then you better effing believe that you better be bringing in some money into that company. No one's going to pay a designer $200, $300, $400 an hour for moving pixels around on a screen. So let's remember that. It's important. So we have the burn rate and a huge tangent. Good job, Mike. In the comments below, let me know what your burn rate is. Let me know what your bills are like. Let me know some of the things that you found after doing your budget that you didn't need anymore, that you could cut. You can also use a service called Mint. It's an app. It's by like Intuit now or something. They got purchased. You log into all your bank accounts, your PayPal, your invoicing programs, your savings accounts, your mortgages, your car payments, student loans. You log them all in. They all go together. They tell you when your bills are coming, how much money you have, how much interest payments are, how much blah, blah, blah. It measures it all. It itemizes your spending so you can see you're spending too much here. Maybe you're not spending enough there. It's a good tool. It's free as well. Highly recommended if you don't do these kinds of things. Once you figured out your burn rate, figure out how you can make that money now. Do you need to take a side job and then run your design business on the side until you have enough runway to survive and quit? Do you need to live at home with your parents in the basement for a couple months, eliminate your bills so you can grab some clients, build up your revenue stream, and start to extend your runway so you can get out of there in your own place and start your new business? Can you borrow some money from somewhere? Can you get a small business loan? These are the kind of things you're going to have to think about. All right, so once you're set up, you know you have 90 days to run, what your burn rate is and how much money you need to make. You need to define who your clients are. Who is your target market? Who are the people that you're going to sell your services to? You want to pick some people that you actually want to work with. You want to pick people who have the same values as you do, the same wants, the same needs, the kind of people that you could sit in a room with and genuinely enjoy their presence, genuinely enjoy what they're talking about, and really be able to be their friend and to really, really get along. Then is work really going to be work? Not really. They're going to be a lot easier to work with. They're going to be easy to understand and empathize because they're just like you. And when you can understand and empathize with a client, they will pay you a lot of money to do things because they trust you. If you can get them to trust you and be genuine, which is the easiest thing to be genuine with is people like yourself, then you're golden. So think about that when you're picking your target market, how old they are. Think about what they do for fun. Where do they hang out? Do they hang out on Facebook? Do they hang out on Instagram? Do they hang out on YouTube? Do they hang out at the bar down the street? Do they hang out at the oolong bar down the street? The bowling alley? I don't know. I don't know where these people hang out. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out where they hang out, and you need to go there and you need to mingle and talk to them, befriend them, offer them help. That's how you're going to start building your leads locally and online. If you don't do outbound marketing and you don't go looking for them, then you need to have something bringing people to you. How do you bring people to you? How do you let people know that you exist and your new business exists and you're taking on clients and you would like to work with these kinds of people? Your messaging and your marketing and your branding should all show the audience who is viewing you online or in person exactly the kind of person that you want to work with. They should know instantly, oh my God, this designer understands me. This designer could make our brand sing. That's the impression you want to give your target person. Now, it's not going to be, everyone's not going to be, oh my God, it's so great. Because if you try to please everyone, you please no one. But if you try to really be an expert at one thing, then you get paid more for it. Make a pretend project or a spec project for the exact kind of client and project that you would actually like to have. Pretend that they're the real client. Try to solve the problem for them. Try to solve a problem for them that you think they have. Document the whole process from beginning to end. Identify the problem. Identify the solution. Identify how you're going to do it, why you did it, and how long it took. Identify and speak to the audience about your thinking behind each decision that you made and why you made it, why you changed it, why you explored here, why you stopped exploring there. This kind of content shows people what it's like to work with you. And if someone knows what it's like to work with you and they actually genuinely enjoy your work, it'll be easy for them to hire you because they don't need to guess. They're assuming less risk by feeling like they know you and know your work. It's less risky for them to hire you. That's how they'll find you. Content, blogs, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Behance, Medium, Dribbble. Start getting your stuff out there. Start getting your name out there. Start interacting with the kinds of people that you want to serve as clients. They're out there. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. DM them. Tell them that you love their stuff. Tell them you would love to work with them and offer, how could I help you? Is there anything I could do for you? Just let me know. Try to prove to them in any way possible that you can help them. Portfolio is very important. Why? Well, it illustrates to the client exactly what it's like to work with you. Going back to the content in the social media game, it should all play together and all go together and all be branded very well so they know from your social media, from your Facebook, from your Behance, everything should match. Everything should look like it's you, and it should be a very cohesive experience. What a client would expect to pay you to do for them is what they should be seeing. Being done very well, by the way. Okay? Make sure it's done well. How do you do a good case study? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I went to the top agencies and I copied how they did their case studies and I applied it to mine directly. I looked up who I wanted to look like. I looked at what I had and I looked at what was in the middle and I had identified, if I did this a little bit, I'd be a little closer to them. And if I made this change, I'd be a little closer to them. And if I laid this paragraph here, I'd be a little closer to them. Well, now I look just like these other people. Close the gap. That's how you do it. Look who you want to be like, identify what's different, and make the change. Easy. If you want a real quick and easy solution on how to do a portfolio and a case study, honestly, I purchased the perfect case study from Ben Burns. I'll link that in the description too. And the perfect case study was absolutely amazing. What's next? Record everything you do. Make content out of it. Put yourself in front of your audience in the field that you want to be in. Just be the expert you want to be, and people will identify with it. Tell them what you do. Be in front of their faces, in front of their eyeballs. It'll work. To have a portfolio, most people roll with a website. How do you build a website? Websites are a pain in the ass. You got WordPress. You got Drupal. You got Squarespace. And then you got shitty sites like Wix. You got awesome sites like Webflow. There's a lot of different ways you can go with making a website. This is what I would do. Webflow. Choose Webflow, okay? Go get a Webflow account. It's free. Build your website out on Webflow for free. And then when it's done and beautiful, just host with them for like $10 a month or whatever, and it goes right up. The cool thing about Webflow is it's basically kind of like Photoshop, but a website. You build it in this builder that's a lot like an Adobe program. It's very visual, and what you design in the software comes out the other end as a website. When you sign up for Webflow, and you actually pay, they give you a free template, like an $80 template. The templates they have are amazing. They have entire UI kits. So you can essentially drag and drop this website, build it out, change it a little bit to style it how you want, the fonts, the sizes, the spacing, and then publish that shit. That's what my site's built on. That's what I usually build most sites on these days. Highly recommended. Just build your site on Webflow. SEO. SEO. SEO sucks. Don't do it. What can I say about SEO? Go to YouTube and Google SEO 2019. Or if you're seeing this in 2020, Google it SEO 2020. That's my best advice. Spend 45 minutes watching some SEO videos. They're going to pretty much teach you everything you're going to need to do a basic SEO to your website. It's a lot easier than it sounds. Keyword research and all that kind of stuff is really important as well, especially when you're getting into doing social media and content and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. You're going to want to pay attention to keywords. So just look it up. Just do a little Google on keyword research. It's not that hard, but it is pretty nuanced. Remember that when you finish every single job, to ask the client for a referral. Ask them if they know anybody that you could possibly help. Could they put you in contact with them? Could you get on the phone with them and get an introduction? Could they send an email introduction? Is there anything that they could do to kind of help boost your next job along? If you don't ask for the referral right at the end of the job and you expect the client to kind of give it to you of their own accord, it's not really going to work, because once the project is over, the client's going to not really be thinking about you anymore. You're not going to be at the top of mind, and you're going to need to remind them to get that referral. They're not going to be thinking about you and your business and is Mike getting more leads. They're going to be thinking about their business and what they need to do to survive in their own little arena over there. What wasn't in this video that you were expecting? What do you want to learn more about? Is there anything you want to get granular about that was brought up in this video? Just let me know in the comments, and I will make those videos for you, the audience. If you need more help, you can hire me directly for some one-on-one coaching, and stay on the lookout for some products I'm going to be releasing to help you guys grow your businesses beyond what you ever thought they possibly could be. Wow, this has been a long ass video. If you stuck around for this long, thank you very much. I appreciate the watch time. I hope it was full of valuable content. I tried to cut everything out that wasn't, so hopefully it entertained, hopefully it educated. Thanks for the 700 subs. I don't deserve you guys. I'll try to make you more stuff so you stick around. See you next time on whatever this channel is called. I think it's just my name. Is this still recording? Every time I stop the recording, every time I don't know if it's stopped, I'm not sure, because when I push stop my computer freezes for a little while. Is it really frozen? Am I going to lose my footage tonight? Oh, it's back. We're not frozen. Ding sound.